Hit pause. Look at yourself right now. Not your reflection. Look at your decisions. How many times did you say yes when your soul screamed no? How many dreams did you water down just to avoid someone raising an eyebrow? You know what that is? That's not kindness. That's not diplomacy. That's weakness. And right now, it owns you. But by the time this video ends, you'll understand exactly why you handed it over. Let me name the disease you refuse to admit you have. You are addicted to approval. You wake up and the first thing you think about isn't your purpose. It's who you need to text back, whose opinion you need to manage. Who might be judging you for that thing you said 3 days ago? You walk into rooms scanning faces, not to connect, to monitor, to make sure you're safe, to make sure you're liked. Let me tell you what that really is. It's you handing the remote control of your emotions to people who don't even think about you when they go to sleep. You've made their opinion your God, and gods demand sacrifice. What have you sacrificed? Your time, your truth, your edge, your hunger, every time you shaped yourself to fit someone else's comfort. You cut off a piece of your future. And you did it so often, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. I need you to hear this, not with your ears, with your spine. The need to be liked is the fastest way to become nothing. Let me tell you what approval addiction actually costs, because the price is higher than you think. First, it costs your voice. You have opinions you've never spoken, ideas you've buried, anger you've swallowed. And why? Because you imagined how someone would react. And that imaginary reaction silenced you. Not them, your imagination of them. Do you see how pathetic that is? You're being controlled by ghosts in your own head. Second, it costs your trajectory. You didn't take that risk. You didn't start that business. You didn't post that content. You didn't walk away from people who drain you because you thought, what will they say? Let me tell you what they say. Nothing. They're busy worrying about their own lives. You delayed your entire future for an audience that wasn't even watching. Third, it costs your self-respect. Every time you betray yourself to keep the peace, if you lose a piece of your own respect, you've negotiated with your own boundaries so many times. You don't even know where the line is anymore. The currency of approval seeking is paid in self-disgust, and you're bankrupt. Now, let's go deeper. Why do you do this? You think it's because you're nice, compassionate, a people pleaser? No, it's because you don't know who you are. You never built a self, so you built a mirror. You reflect whatever keeps you safe, whatever gets you accepted, whatever avoids conflict. You became a performer, and the stage is your entire life. But here's the psychological trap. The more you perform, the more you resent. And the more you resent, the emptier you feel. So you perform harder, and the cycle eats you alive. You don't love yourself. You love being chosen. There's a difference. A man who loves himself doesn't negotiate his worth. A woman who respects her soul doesn't beg to be understood. But you beg with your silence, with your fake smiles, with your over-explaining, with your need to be so perfectly packaged that nobody could possibly reject you. And yet, rejection still comes because people can smell desperation and they will punish you for it. Now, let's go even deeper, because this didn't start with you. Somewhere in your past, you learned that love was conditional. Maybe it was a parent whose approval you had to earn. Maybe it was a classroom where being too much got you mocked. Maybe it was a relationship where your boundaries were punished. Maybe it was the quiet, unspoken rule in your household. Don't make waves. Don't be difficult. Be easy. Be good. And you learned the lesson perfectly. You learned that safety comes from blending in, that acceptance is earned through compliance, that the fastest way to avoid pain is to become whatever the room needs you to be. That lesson kept you safe as a child, but as an adult, it's killing you. You're not in that classroom anymore. You're not in that household, but you still carry the strategy. You still shapeshift. You still shrink. You still hand over your identity the moment discomfort enters the room. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you made a decision purely because you wanted to? No second guessing how it would look, no rehearsing the explanation, no preparing a defense for your own existence. If you can't remember, you're not living, you're surviving. And survival mode is not where greatness comes from. Here's the evolutionary trap most people miss. Thousands of years ago, being rejected from your tribe meant death, literal death. So your brain evolved to fear exclusion, like a threat to your life. But you're not in a tribe anymore. You're in a world of 8 billion people, and yet your ancient brain still screams. If they reject you, you die. So you obey the fear. You hand over your power to anyone who offers conditional acceptance. You bleed your authenticity into the ground just to feel included. But here's the truth your brain never learned. In the modern world, the only real threat to your survival is betraying yourself. The tribe won't kill you if they leave, but the self-hatred from living a fake life will. Let me hold up a mirror. See how many of these fit. You over-explain your decisions to people who never asked for an explanation. You apologize for things that aren't your fault just to restore peace. You rehearse conversations in your head before they happen, terrified of saying the wrong thing. You feel physical anxiety when someone is upset with you, even if you did nothing wrong. You change your opinions depending on who's in the room. You say yes to invitations you know will drain you because saying no feels too dangerous. You hide your ambitions from people close to you because you're afraid of their judgment. You post things online and delete them an hour later because you overthink the response. You let disrespect slide because confrontation terrifies you more than being mistreated. You have no idea what you actually want, only what you're supposed to want. How many did you count? If even half of those hit, you don't have a personality problem. You have a prison problem. And the warden is you. Now, sit with this. The people you're trying so hard to impress, do you even respect them? Most of the people whose approval you chase would never have the courage to do what you want to do. They settled. They complied. They buried their own ambitions. And now you're asking them to validate yours? You're asking permission from people who are just as lost as you are. That's not wisdom. That's insanity. And here's the darkest part. The approval you crave, even if you got it, it would never be enough because it's not their validation you need. It's your own. You don't need them to believe in you. You need to become someone you believe in. Approval from others is a painkiller, not a cure. The pain is still there. The wound still open. The hole is still inside you. You just numb it with likes, nods, compliments, and inclusion. But the hole demands more every day, and you are running out of energy to fill it. So I'm giving you a choice. Right here, right now. You can continue this life. This quiet, suffocating, people-pleasing, dream-killing, invisible cage. Or you can do something most people never do. Become someone who doesn't need to be liked to be effective. Let me tell you what happens when you kill the need for approval. You stop explaining yourself. You disappoint people on purpose. You choose your truth over their comfort. You become difficult to the wrong people and magnetic to the right ones. And suddenly, your energy comes back. Your hunger returns. Your voice gets louder. You start moving differently. There's a stillness in your eyes because you're no longer scanning the room for validation. You're scanning for opportunity, for truth, for alignment. You stop being a mirror. You become a lighthouse. And yes, some people will leave. Good, let them. They weren't attached to you. They were attached to your submission. The ones who stay, they stay for the real you, the dangerous you, the you that cannot be bought with flattery or controlled with rejection. Freedom is not being liked by everyone. Freedom is not caring if you're not. I don't just talk. I give you the weapon. Here's how you kill this weakness. 5 steps, starting today. Step 1, the disapproval workout. Once a day, intentionally do something that might attract disapproval. Speak your real opinion. Wear what you want. Say no without apologizing. Post something you believe in, knowing some will hate it. You need to build immunity. Your fear of disapproval is a muscle you've overworked. Now you need to atrophy it through exposure. Start small, then go bigger. Watch yourself survive it. Watch yourself realize that rejection didn't kill you, it freed you. Step 2, the 24-hour rule. When you feel the urge to over-explain, to seek reassurance, to check if someone is mad at you, wait 24 hours. Most of the time, The feeling passes. The drama you almost created never existed. Train yourself to sit in discomfort without running to fix it. Master your emotional impulsivity. Most of your most embarrassing moments came from reacting too fast. Learn the power of the pause. Step 3. Audit your circle. List the 5 people you interact with the most. Ask yourself, do I perform around them? If the answer is yes, either change the relationship dynamic or change the relationship you cannot heal in an environment that rewards your sickness. If your circle demands your performance, it's time to step off the stage. And yes, this might mean distance. It might mean silence. It might mean letting go of people you've known for years. But holding on to people who hold you back is not loyalty. It's self-destruction. Step 4. Define your non-negotiables. Write down the things you will no longer compromise for anyone. Your values, your time, your dreams, your self-respect. Make the list. Read it every morning. This is your constitution. Anyone who violates it gets access revoked. No exceptions. The moment you decide what you stand for, you stop falling for everything. Step 5. Visualize your deathbed. I mean it. Close your eyes tonight and picture yourself at the end. Looking back, ask yourself, am I proud that I lived a life trying to make everyone else comfortable? Or will I regret every single time I chose their approval over my truth? Let the terror of wasted potential be the fuel that changes you. The fear of death is nothing compared to the fear of having lived a life that was never yours. You came into this world alone. You will leave alone. The opinions you're so terrified of right now will evaporate like smoke when you're gone. So why are you giving them so much power while you're still here? Your need for approval is not a personality trait. It's a chain, and you hold the key. Break it. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be real. And the moment you become real, you become unstoppable. Now, close this video and go live like someone who stopped asking for permission to exist. Walk hard, talk straight, let them misunderstand. This is your life, not a performance, not a campaign for acceptance. Your life. Take it back.